drifts across the northern plains, piling against nothing. Then smoke rises from the earth itself, a thin column curling. Inside that mound, 20 feet below the surface of the snow, a fire burns.
And around it, children sleep on fur blankets.
Their grandmother stirs a clay pot.
Outside, the temperature is 30 degrees below zero.
But inside, it's warm enough to sit without a coat on.
This is how the Native Americans survive brutal winters.
For thousands of winters, Native American tribes across the continent survived cold that could kill an exposed human in minutes.
They had no furnaces, no insulation as we know it, no fossil fuels.
But what they had was something more fundamental. They understood that the ground beneath their feet held heat.
And so they dug into it, building homes that were part architecture, part geology.
These weren't simple caves built on a rush. They were engineered systems.
The Mandan and Hidatsa of the northern plains built earth lodges. The interior Salish and Sahaptin peoples of the plateau dug pit houses along frozen rivers.
The Mogollon and ancestral Puebloans of the Southwest carved dwellings into desert mesas.
Each culture solved the same problem: how to stay alive when winter came coming in its wrath.
But the physics are simple. Soil doesn't change temperature quickly.
3 feet underground, the Earth stays near 50 degrees Fahrenheit, even when the surface is frozen solid.
A fire in an open shelter might warm your face, but the cold steals that heat before it can settle.
But put that same fire in a room wrapped in earth, and the soil itself becomes a battery.
Absorbing warmth during the day, releasing it slowly through the night. This is thermal mass.
On the plains, Mandan women directed the construction of earth lodges.
They marked a circle in the prairie sod, sometimes 6 feet across.
4 massive cottonwood posts, each a foot thick and forked at the top, were planted at the center.
Across these, willow branches and prairie grass were woven into a dome.
Then came the critical layer, a foot of packed earth and sod heaped onto the roof, until the lodge looked like a natural hill. Over time, grass grew over it, and bison grazed on it. From a distance, it vanished into the landscape. Inside, the design managed 2 opposing needs: keeping heat in and letting smoke out. The hearth sat at the center, directly below a hole in the roof's apex.
But how did fresh air reach the fire? The answer was the entry tunnel. Cold air crept along this tunnel, entering low and moving toward the flames.
The fire consumed it, heated it, and sent it upward as smoke. The system was self-regulating. Families entered through the roof, descending a notched log ladder.
Later, builders added side tunnels for improved airflow.
Inside, a deflector wall stood between the entrance and the hearth. A low barrier that caught incoming cold air and redirected it around the fire. The ancestral Puebloans refined this system further by 700 AD.
The result was a continuous cycle. Oxygen in, smoke out, warmth retained.
But these homes weren't only practical. The Mandan believed the 4 central posts held up the sky.
Puebloan families carved small holes called sipapu, symbolizing the portal where ancestors emerged.
Every time they slept in that space, they lived inside a creation story.
Women owned the lodges they built. Grandmothers taught granddaughters which wood wouldn't rot.
82 pre-industrial cultures across the globe built pit houses, from the Arctic to the Andes.
People independently discovered that winter's answer lies beneath your feet. The earth is older than any storm, steadier than any flame. They understood they didn't conquer winter, but collaborated with it.
When spring finally came, families climbed into the daylight, blinking in the sun. The ground had kept them alive.
Again,